Good afternoon, folks. My name is Kurt Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. The purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means that it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, and more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this afternoon, I presume that you're innocent to these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the State Attorney's Office can prove the charges against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this afternoon. That is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've got a bond set already, pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be, and if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this afternoon. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you have not had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. And I need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Do all solemnly swear or affirm, tell truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Outstanding. When I call your name, please step forward to the podium. Tony Billy. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth? What's your date of birth?
I can't hardly hear you.
Charge is battery being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for that charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender, I guess.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Adjudication was held on 01 for solicit for cure for prostitution and at 87 withhold for possession of marijuana over 20.
Can't read.
Do we have something we can give him to help him hear us, or is that not a thing anymore?
Your Honor, you're coming across broken up.
Really?
Yes, sir. It comes and goes.
It's a technological problem. That's awesome. All right, I'll just keep trying. Sir, where you been living lately?
I'm in Hollywood, Florida.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Uh-huh.
What do you
Similar
do?
Tide. Similar Tide.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $500. Condition of the bond is that you'll have no contact with Ebony Tony until this case is resolved. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message, you don't contact her through social media, don't have a third person contact her, don't go where she lives, don't go where she works, you don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine contacting her, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bond will be revoked and you'll be held without bond until the charge is resolved. It means no contact even if she wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear her voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see her, you should turn around and go the other way. You need to understand that she cannot drop the charges against you. She might go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges, but that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case or your lawyer tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they're not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I have to hold you until 4 o'clock this afternoon so that if she wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact. I'll have you back in court on March 25th Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Jose Campos? Good morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
My date of birth, 12/26/96.
Jose, I have 4 charges today. Possession of marijuana, possession of paraphernalia, driving an unregistered vehicle, and driving with a suspended license. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'm working on a private counsel.
Very good. State what you got.
I'm showing the 2015 marijuana misdemeanor with no disposition and no other history.
Okay. Jose, I have an address for you on Gordon Loop. Is that where you live?
I was staying there, but yeah, you can put that address.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
Yes, I'm working with my uncle in construction.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond at $500 on each of the 4 counts. That's a total of $2,000. I'll have you back in court on the 25th of March. Make sure you tell your lawyer that date, okay?
Yes, sir, I will.
Thank you. Robert Eager. Afternoon, Robert. What's your date of birth?
November 17th, 1965.
Robert, there's 2 charges today: assault on or battery on a person 65 or older, and violation of an injunction. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'd like the public defender, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the PD. State.
Just the PTI for a violation of injunction in 2014.
And Robert, I have an address for you on Foster's Place in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long have you lived there?
Since August 15th, 2003.
Do you have a job these days?
Now I'm on Social Security disability.
And do you live with Shirley?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And Your Honor,
Yes.
the victim did contact law enforcement. She does want no contact. Stay in place.
Okay. Was it an injunction? Okay. I'm going to set the bond, Robert, at $500 on each count. That's a total of $1,000. Condition of that bond is that you'll have no contact with Shirley while these charges are pending. Did you hear me explain no contact?
Yes, sir, I did.
Did you understand it?
Yes.
Also, as far as that address on Foster's Place is concerned, as long as she stays there, you'll have to stay somewhere else until we get this case resolved. You can go by one time to collect your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need for wherever you plan to stay. To do that, however, you must contact the sheriff's office first. They'll meet you there with a deputy who'll stand by while you collect your things and get going where you're going. I'm going to have you back in court on March 25th. Very important that you contact the public defender when you get out, all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. William Harris. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
10/4/47.
William, I got a warrant for you out of Pasco County. Apparently, a judge down there thinks you failed to appear on 3 different counts and set a bond of $113 on each count for a total of $339. I can't change those bonds. If you can post that bond, you can go down to Newport Richey, find out when they want you in court. If you can't post it, then I'll give Pasco 5 days to come get you. Doesn't take 5 with Pasco, but if for some strange reason you're still here, they'll bring you back to see me, okay? All right, thanks, sir. All the way down. Scott Horton. Afternoon, sir. What's your date of birth?
August 8, 68.
All right, Scott, I got 3 charges today. I have driving an unregistered motor vehicle, driving on a suspended license, and attaching a tag not assigned. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I'm going to take the public defender, sir.
I'll point to PD. State.
It looks like he's going to get a VOP coming for driving with license suspended in 2019 CT 3604. He also has an adjudication in 2011 for possession of cocaine and adjudication in 2011. The adjudication withheld was for paraphernalia and a violation of injunction adjudication in 2010, adjudication in 09 for forgery of a check bank bill note draft, adjudication in 09 for possession of oxy, adjudication in 09 for criminal mischief.
That's good, Ben. Okay. That's good. All right. Sir, I have an address for you on Lake Eola Road in Dade City. Is that where you live?
No, sir.
Where do you live now?
5137 Bernadette Drive, Zephyr Hills, Florida.
All right. How long have you been there?
6 months.
Do you have a job these days?
Yes, sir.
What do you do?
Working for CD Staffing, Dade City,
All right.
at the military town.
Okay. I'm going to set your bond on the failed to register at 500, on the driving on suspended at 1,000, on attaching a tag at 500. That's a total of $2,000. Understand that you're currently on misdemeanor probation for driving on a suspended license. They're going to swear out a warrant for your arrest for the violation of probation. Once that warrant hits, the bond on that is going to be no bond. So if you bond out on these now, when they arrest you on that, any money you've spent bonding out could be lost, but that's entirely up to you. But be advised that warrant will be coming in the next 4 or 5 days or so, all right? Okay. All right, so these charges will be back March 25th, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Stephen Murphy.
Yes, sir.
What's your date of birth?
10/15/87.
All right, you're here as a battery, as a second or subsequent offense, as a domestic. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I would first off like to say I do not agree with the probable cause, and I still have not seen the affidavit, sir, respectfully. But that is all. But I would like to have a PD if I still can.
I'll point the public defender.
I recently got Social Security disability for my mental status and my mental health and my heart, but my wallet got stolen while I was sleeping, and I'm really the victim here, so.
Okay. State, what's his history?
He just had in July 2019, a dropped aggravated battery with a deadly weapon with the same victim, a trespass adjudication in 2018, a battery adjudication in 2018, a duelist adjudication in 2016, a battery, second or subsequent, that was dropped in 2015, possession of drug without prescription adjudication in 2015 with a disorderly and a resist without violence as well with that. Adjudication for a violation of DV injunction adjudication in 14. Another charge of that in 2014, an assault adjudication in 2014. A adjudication in 2013 for a duelist in a marijuana charge. A 2011 battery, tampering with a witness, and criminal mischief in 2011. A battery adjudication, another count in 2011, and a resist without violence adjudication in 11, a duelist adjudication in 08, a drops battery in 08, a DUI adjudication in 08, a burg of occupied structure adjudication.
That's enough, Ben.
No,
Thanks. That's good. Mr. Murphy, I have an address for you on 406 Washington Ave in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Not anymore, and I never want to live there again, sir.
Okay. You have a
And
job
I
these
would like
days?
I requested to see a supervisor to multiple officers, and they told me I would see my affidavit at the jail, and I never did, sir.
Okay.
And
It's not, there's no particular right for you to see the affidavit. I've read the affidavit, made a probable cause determination. If you came to a different determination, mine would hold, okay? So we can assume that you saw it and assume you determined that there was no
Yes, sir,
probable
yes, sir.
cause for your own arrest, but I found probable cause. I'm setting the bond at $1,000, ordering you to have no contact with your father. Did you hear me explain no contact?
yes, sir.
Did you understand it when I explained it?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Also going to hold you till 4 p.m., so if he wants to serve you with an injunction, we know where to find you. I'll have you back in court on the 25th of March. Thank you very much.
Thank
Robert Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez, what's your date of birth?
2/11/92.
Charges retail theft. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Or would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Public defender, sir.
I'll appoint the PD, state.
An L&L adjudication in 2011.
That's it?
Yes, Your Honor.
He has status?
He was adjudicated for it.
Okay. I've seen some odd ones where they don't always have status.
The state prison for its sex offense against child fondling.
Okay. All right, Robert, I got an address for you on Huston Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
Like almost 20 years.
You have a job these days?
I have a job interview this Thursday.
Okay. What kind of work?
It's at a restaurant in Wikiwachi.
Okay. How long has it been since you worked?
I've never had.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to set a bond of $1,000, and then condition of the bond is if you bond out, you're subject to GPS monitoring at your expense based upon your status. I'll have you back in court on the 25th of March. When you get out, if you get out, very important that you contact the public defender. Otherwise, they'll come see you at the jail, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Aaron Solner. Aaron, what's your date of birth?
4/28/90.
All right, Aaron, I have three things today. First, I have an arrest for driving on a suspended license, and we have two warrants, both signed by Judge Toner. In each case, he found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
PD, please.
I'll appoint the public defender. The bonds on the VOPs, of course, is no bond. I can't change that. Those are coming back on the 25th of March, and the public defender will come see you on those cases before you're back in court. On the new driving on suspended, I'll leave the bond at $1,000. That one's coming also back on the 25th of March, but like I said, because of the VOPs, you can't get out. So PD will come see you at the jail about all of your pending cases, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. Todd Shook. Afternoon, Todd. What's your date of birth?
September 3rd, 1964.
Todd, the charge is grand theft auto. There's probable cause for the charge. As to that charge, you're going to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
I will be the public defender, Your Honor.
I'll appoint the PD, state.
A Willis adjudication in 2019, a refusal to submit adjudication in 2018, a attaching tag not assigned, 2 counts of that, adjudication withheld in 2018, a no motor vehicle registration with hold 15, Willis adjudication and 14, dealing in stolen property, false info to pawnbrokers, dealing in stolen property, and that was adjudication withheld in 2013. There was also a 2013 adjudication for dealing in stolen property and false info on pawnbroker forms, a trespass adjudication withheld in 13, and no valid DL adjudication in 13, grand theft adjudication in 10, and then some driving history.
Todd, I got an address for you on Ponce de Leon Boulevard. Is that where you live?
Yes, sir.
How long you been there?
I've been on for a time, Chair.
Okay. Do you have a job these days?
I do.
What do you do?
I take care of my property. It's 11 acres for Brian Longmire. He's a very good friend of mine.
Todd, you got to back off the microphone a little. Tell me again.
I take care of 11 acres for Mr. Longmire. He's a friend of mine that lives down in Tampa.
Okay. Okay.
And
That's enough. That's enough, Todd. I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. I'm going to have you back in court on the 25th of March, okay?
thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it.
Brendan Scarborough. Brendan, what's your date of birth?
10/22/86.
You got 2 charges today, disorderly intox and trespass. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire a private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
PD.
Appoint the PD, state.
Adjudication for petty theft and resist law enforcement without violence in 2019. 17 disorderly, 16 possession of medicine without prescription and paraphernalia, 16 loitering and prowling, 11 obtaining or attempting to obtain a controlled substance by fraud, 2010 the same count, 2010 trafficking in oxy, conspiracy to traffic in oxy, obtain controlled substance by fraud, adjudication, 4 counts of that. In 2008 petty theft, adjudication of guilt, and 07 driving with license suspended.
And Brendan, do you have an address you stay at regular? Are you living outdoors? What's going on?
No, I have a place that I live at. It's 11811 North Broad Street, lot 25.
Okay.
I'm renting.
And do you have a job these days?
Yes, I am working for capital maintenance and landscaping.
Okay.
And the state would like to relay an offer of 40 days.
Okay. Brendan, the state's offering 40 days if you wanted to resolve it today. You don't have to take that. That's just the offer.
No.
Okay. Very good. I'll leave the bonds at $500 each. That's a total of $1,000. We'll have you back in court on the 25th of March. If you get out, make sure you go see the PD, okay?
All right.
Thank you. All right. Anything else?